Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing another video from Grab the Lantern today. Pride Month is almost over, but it isn't quite at its end, and as a result of this, I wanted to take the time to talk about something that I was a little bummed to see that Riot didn't get up to this year. Now, normally with Pride Months in years previous, Riot have done a short story featuring two of League of Legends couples. In 1 year previous, they've done Diana and Leona. Last year, of course, they did Graves and Twisted Fate, and this year, they didn't do anything. And now Riot said, basically, we don't want to be constrained or feel like we have to do one only at this time of year. We want to find the ability to do it at any time of the year, and I get that, and I think that's fair, but also you can still do one during June and one at any other point of the year, right? One does not have to preclude doing one at another time. What I'm saying is you don't have to do it only one time a year. You could do it at any point during the year, including during June. So as a result of this, I figured, well, maybe they don't have any ideas for stories, and that got me looking into the relatively rich catalog of characters that we have in League of Legends that are canonically LGBT. And as a result, I thought it might be fun to go down some of the ideas for stories that I think that Riot could tell, either for this Pride Month or a Pride Month coming down the road. The first up of this is Caitlyn and Vi, and I know what you guys are about to say. Caitlyn and Vi have a million things for them to sort of canonize their relationship. They're both on the Pride Month banner this year. They have, like, the entirety of Arcane, which, let's be real, is just a lot of gay pining towards each other. Like what don't they have? They got matching skins earlier this year. What don't they have? They are all over the place. For me, though, we haven't had an actual story that talks about their relationship as they see each other. And now you can make the argument that Arcane is that story, but with how Arcane is so non-canon, to me, I would love to see something in universe to say, actually, what is it like with these two? Are they canonically in a relationship? Are they not? I'd love to see something canonical from Riot in universe that actually canonizes this, because there are definitely bad faith actors everywhere, and of course, people are going to somehow look at Arcane and say, no, they're just really good friends. So, they're only number 5 because, again, they have so much stuff to help sell it, but I would love to see something about Caitlyn and Vi going forwards. Number 4 on this list is actually a ship that's existed for quite some time, but only became canon fairly recently, which is Udyr and Lee Sin. And I haven't even seen very much discussion about this one specifically since Udyr's release, which is a little tragic. So I do think a full story from Riot would go a long way towards bringing some more attention to them. And the original idea was when people found out that Lee Sin was the reason Udyr went to Ionia in the first place, and this is a lore development that happened years ago. People already were interested in shipping Lee Sin and Udyr, but it wasn't until Udyr's VGU that Riot actually made it canon. Udyr has a voice line where he says, "Twice I have loved and twice I have left," and he has left an unnamed Freljordian woman and Lee Sin. So if we have the two, right? We know which two people he's referring to, and he also has a line where he specifically says he refers to Lee Sin as his most beloved opponent. So it's about as obvious as you can get, but I would love to have a story to not only make it very explicit, but also to help other people who may have missed it, because it did fly a little bit under the radar, like I was saying, to help people realize that it is a thing that actually is in the canon. And I would love to see a story that that sort of expounds upon what their relationship looked like, right? How did these two eventually decide to have a romantic relationship with each other? Why did Udyr eventually decide to leave? What does that look like? Maybe we can even do a story where Lee Sin goes and finds Udyr in the Freljord yet again. There's just a lot of options, I think, for a story of this kind of magnitude, and I'd love to see Riot actually do something for Lee Sin and Udyr in the future. Third on this list is Nami, and this one may come as a surprise to those of you who don't play Legends of Runeterra. Now, when Nami was released into Legends of Runeterra, she had flirty/romantic interactions with not one, but 2 of her followers. These were the cards Abyssal Guard and Mirai Songstress. These cards, however, also had romantic lines for each other and referred to Nami amongst themselves openly. So it wasn't like Nami's a player who's, somehow cheating on both of them at the same time. She's clearly actively dating both of them. They're clearly actively dating each other. What gives? Now, Riot did clarify over on Twitter that Nami is bisexual and polyamorous, and so she is in a relationship with both Abyssal Guard and Mirai Songstress, or as perhaps they should be better referred to, Loto and Tama. And as a result of this sort of unconventional relationship, I'd love to see a story that focuses on Nami and her partners, potentially showing how they all got together, and maybe elucidating, I think, if this is a Mirai thing, or if this is just like a normal polyamory thing, right? Like, some people, that's just how they roll. In this case, this is Nami, Tama, and Loto, but maybe that's something something that the Mirai do more frequently than humans? We don't know. Either way, I think it would be an interesting story to say the least, and potentially elucidate like how they sort of all got together. Number 2 on the list is Nico and Nidalee, and this one's sort of back in the spotlight following the reveals of both Nico and Nidalee being added to Legends of Runeterra, so once again the card game giving us everything we wanted. But when Nico was released, she was immediately announced as a lesbian by Riot. She had a bunch of flirting voice lines towards Nidalee, but given Nidalee's dated voiceover, no one was sure if this attraction was reciprocated or not. With Nidalee's new voiceover, however, it's been made a lot clearer that Nidalee has great respect for Nico, if not outright attraction. And as a result, I'd love a story about how the two, I'd love a story about the two to clarify their particular relationship, and maybe even develop how they met and became friends in the first place, and sort of where they stand with each other right now. I think that would be a really cool thing for Riot to do, especially given that the timing of it would work out very, very well, what with the recent Legends of Runeterra release. Number 1 on the list is Talia, and this one will require a little bit more development. Now, Talia's backstory had a lot of comparisons that could be made to being in the closet, and when asked about her, her writers basically confirmed that these were all intentional, and that they originally wanted the character to be transgender, but this idea was shot down by the suits at Riot, which has happened to previous writers as well. Iron Stylus, the creator of Diana and Leona, basically said from day one that the entire story arc between the two was supposed to be, wouldn't it be tragic to have to kill someone that you loved? His specific words. And he wanted it to be a thing, and it wasn't a thing for years because of the suit saying no. Similarly, Graves and Twisted Fate, a Riot writer, wanted them to be into each other to allow for comedic sexual tension between them during their hijinks, but this idea was also shot down due to garden variety homophobia, and didn't become canon until actually just last year, where finally the suits relented and allowed the writers to let the fans have whatever they wanted. And as a result, I'd love to see Riot finally give the writers the go-ahead to make Talia trans, much like they finally allowed Graves and Twisted Fate and Diana and Leona to happen. It's what the writers originally wanted, and I think that with the current state of the world, that Riot affirming respect for trans people would go a long way for the community. League of Legends has the L, the G, and the B. It doesn't quite have the T yet, and I'd love to see them actually put that in the game. But those are my thoughts for LGBT and Pride Month stories going forwards from Riot, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video today, go ahead and leave a like, and if you really enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday, Friday, and on patch days as well. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all later.